I'm trying to give you an understanding of the methods that are used, these invisible chains that are used to entrap these young girls and young boys. And so now, if we can't provide protection for people who are willing to stand up against, these traffickers, nobody's going to testify.
The Smith family is back in the headlines, but this time it's Jada Pinkett Smith who's ready to spill some tea and the latest warning from Hollywood. Apparently, she's got a terrifying secret that she's ready to spill, and we've got all the details. Now, before we get into it, make sure to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to never miss out on any new videos. It's free and helps us tremendously bring out new content for your enjoyment. We all know Jada to be a badass actress, an incredible TV daytime host, and all-around businesswoman. And now she's ready to give it all up to spill the tea on the rich elites in Hollywood and the shady business that they're up to.
What I find is very interesting that most girls feel a very strong disconnect, because this is not just happening to poor girls, okay?
It's not.
No. Oh no, this is not just happening. I'm telling you, I've met 4 young girls who are actually attending Berkeley College who have been trafficked, who come from very, very nice, seemingly very stable family backgrounds, who got caught up in trafficking and just feeling a disconnected home.
Jada has always been one who speaks her truth. We've seen it on her TV show, The Red Table Talk, and now she's on a mission to reveal the facade that is Tinseltown. She says that we need to start talking to our kids and make sure that they are safe and we stay connected with one another.
So I think it's very important that we keep that connection, we keep that communication with our youth. I think a lot of times our kids get to a certain age and we feel like, they're doing that. You have to keep that communication in. It is a must. You couldn't believe the stories that I've heard about girls who've been trafficked who will go to or asked by a girlfriend, hey, after school we're going to go to this party. And they go to some place far out in the suburbs, and they're having a good time and they get drugged, and next thing you know, they wake up and they have these pictures of themselves.
Jada is calling out the rich and powerful for trying to hide things, and she's not having any of it. With her determination, she's kind of like a modern-day superhero, taking on other high and mighty figures from Hollywood. She's also calling out various ways in which these girls are getting tied down through blackmailing.
And the guy says, you come back here tomorrow, or this picture's going to be all over the internet, and I know where your mother works. So you have girls who go to school, after school, 3 to 9, they're at this place with this guy that's holding them, blackmailing them with these pictures.
And it turns out Jada Pinkett Smith's hit show Red Table Talk might have actually been shut down for different reasons. Word on the street is that Jada had some big plans to expose some of Hollywood's elites. Red Table Talk was known for having very honest and raw conversations, and it seems like Jada was ready to get even more raw and real by spilling some major tea about the rich and powerful in the entertainment world. Rumors say that Jada had an expose and was ready to ruffle some feathers of those high and mighty in those circles, and it was her secret weapon to reveal some hidden truths, and the elites were not happy about it. Now, fans obviously in love with her for speaking out. One person said, "Go Jada, I admire you greatly. At least you're rich and connected to what's happening in the world." We still don't know if these rumors are completely true, but one thing's for sure. Jada Pinkett Smith doesn't shy away from speaking her truth, and if there's something fishy going on behind the scenes, she was ready to bring it all to light. And now there's even a movie out there that's bringing the whole topic to attention, and that has the Hollywood elites trying to get it shut down. We're seeing some huge blockbusters out there right now. The Barbie movie, Oppenheimer, but there's a sleeper hit that's been silently killing at the box office. The Sound of Freedom is a thriller that has been dominating with $124 million in earnings since its release on July 4th. Now, while we have the Barbie fantasy movie and Oppenheimer, which details some serious things from our past, The Sound of Freedom has been quietly kicking butt, and there's a lot of truth behind it. It even outgrossed Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 over the July 21st to 23rd weekend. It landed 3rd place on the charts. But you might be wondering, what's the buzz behind Sound of Freedom? Well, it's an incredible action movie based on the true story of Tim Ballard. He was a former Homeland Security agent, and he's on a mission to rescue a young brother and sister from the hands of a human trafficking circle in Colombia. It's a very intense, heart-racing movie. Jim Caviezel is the hero in this flick. Now, you actually may remember him from portraying Jesus in Mel Gibson's Passion of the Christ. He took on the role of Tim Ballard for this movie and absolutely blew it out of the water. Now, Jim recently said how Hollywood remains a fierce nemesis of his efforts to combat human trafficking.
I don't trust Hollywood. I'm in business largely because of the crap Hollywood produces.
Now, here's the twist. Sound of Freedom isn't without its fair share of controversy. But you know what they say, all publicity is good publicity, right? Well, this movie takes you on a wild emotional journey, filled with real-life superheroes, as well as some fictionalized characters, and a whole lot of shocking moments. Tim Ballard himself has been on a press tour for the movie, sharing his experiences and shedding light on the urgent issue of human trafficking. However, he recently stepped away from the group he founded, Operation Underground Railroad. And not everyone's happy. One media outlet captioned the film, "Is Sound of Freedom a QAnon dog whistle, or is it just another thriller?" And Burlett saw the movie and has an answer. And to this, fans responded, "Mainstream media outlets, when someone questions Hollywood's dirty business that goes on behind the scenes involving child trafficking rings, they don't like when you do that." But why does this one movie have all the Hollywood elites so riled up? Well, The Sound of Freedom tearing up the box office has them worried. Some experts are raising the eyebrow for the thriller's take on child trafficking, something that we've seen happening with Hollywood elites. Consider Jeffrey Epstein, for example. In the movie, they have scenes with kids being snatched and kidnapped by total strangers. And of course, that can happen, no doubt about it. But Polaris, the big shots who deal with human trafficking, say most traffickers actually go after people they know. Like, picture this, romantic partners, family members, things like that. In a recent Rolling Stone interview, Erin Albright, this hotshot attorney with loads of experience in the anti-trafficking field, dropped some truth about Sound of Freedom. She straight up called out the movie's portrayal as being a bit too sensational, if you catch my drift. She believes that it's spreading myths that aren't all that helpful. And, she does have a point. When Hollywood makes movies about trafficking, about forceful kidnapping, and keeping folks locked up, it can make it really hard for people to see the truth behind more twisted and complex cases, the ones that involve coercing and psychological manipulation. But the Sound of Freedom controversy isn't necessarily about the movie's accuracy. It actually got some of the heavyweights in Hollywood sweating bullets. They're worried that these movies might actually shine a light on some of the dark corners of the entertainment industry, and these bigwigs with all the cash really don't want their secrets on the big screen. I mean, Jeffrey Epstein's scandal was major exposure in the past, and now some of these big-shot Hollywood elites are feeling a bit uneasy. They're concerned that movies like Sound of Freedom might actually shine a brighter spotlight on their secret operations and uproot their entire lives. Because of course, the last thing that these bigwigs want is a frenzy of media attention and public scrutiny. Nobody likes their dirty laundry aired out for everyone to see. So, with these Hollywood hotshots so worried that if the movie industry actually starts to spill out more movies like this that dive into the dark and shady dealings that they're up to, it could lead to even more exposure, and they certainly don't want that. Now, Jada isn't alone with this. There's some other big names like Mel Gibson, Ashton Kutcher, Ricky Martin, Demi Moore, Emma Thompson. They're all in this with her to fight this fight.
One of the most disturbing problems in our world today is human trafficking, and particularly the trafficking of children. Now, the first step in eradicating this crime is awareness. Go see Sound of Freedom.
Mel Gibson, Jim Caviezel, and Ashton Kutcher are a force to be reckoned with when it comes to fighting against crimes and taboo issues in the world. Each of them has their own unique approach, but they're all on the same mission, making a difference and bringing about positive change. You might remember, actually, that impact that Passion of the Christ had, where Caviezel portrayed Jesus and Gibson actually directed the movie. That movie was the turning point for both of them. It ignited a passion for them to do more than just make movies. movies. They decided to team up behind closed doors and take on the fight against not only that specific issue, but many other taboo problems. They use their fame and influence to shed the light on more important issues that often go unnoticed. And now these Hollywood heavyweights are actually using their platforms to raise awareness, inspire action, and make a difference in the lives who need it most. And let's not forget about Ashton Kutcher. He's been tirelessly fighting against human trafficking through his organization, Thorn. He's kind of like a tech-savvy crusader. He uses his expertise to develop tools and technologies to combat online exploitation and protect vulnerable individuals. So, what do you think? Comment down below and let us know. If you like this video, click the subscribe button and hit the bell icon to be the first to see my next video. I post updates like this every week, where I uncover the secrets of your favorite celebrities.